ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AUSF1 for a new season on the F1 24 game. Scotty here with you for our first pre-season race of the season. We are at Canada this evening, and we do actually have two lobbies up. So I think we've got a couple of guys joining through quali in our group, but thankfully we had plenty of sign-ups for this particular night with events. So yeah, two lobbies. So unfortunately we don't have both lobbies streamed, but we've got this one streamed for you. So it should be an interesting one. Canada, we know how tight and twisty, how close the walls are. Obviously you got a decent amount of overtaking opportunities as well. So yeah, should be very, very interesting to see how the guys go. We are in qualifying. There was a couple of delays, so we are underway. I'll go to that in a minute. We'll quickly discuss what our AUSF1 pre-season will look like. Sign-ups obviously opened up last year in December. The TP's got an announcement which I'll bring up potentially in the middle of the quali if it's nothing on track. We've got 4 races, Canada, Belgium, Monza and China, that will happen over the next week. Sign-ups close Monday the 27th of January, and then obviously a couple of days after that we will have our draft night, which I'm happy to announce that I'll be a part of that. May not be in the speaking terms, but glad to get that help the guys out with that and bring that for you. Always a fun night, draft night. But that is our pre-season calendar. Our 12-race calendar for the real season: Bahrain, Jeddah, Imola, Spielberg, Singapore, Melbourne, Austin, Suzuka, Zandvoort, Interlagos, Hungaroring, and Yas Marina. So obviously a bit of both. So should be interesting. A bit of everything. Obviously some favourites, maybe not necessarily on that, but obviously with the short calendar, obviously we'll sort of had to make some difficult sacrifices. But obviously shorter season, obviously anticipation for the new game, which is hopefully in a little bit better condition than what F1 24 is at the moment. But I think that's enough talking for me. We have gone about 3 minutes into qualifying, so let's get into our first pre-season race at Canada. Alright, so just let us know if I have to change anything. A bit of a mad rush this evening, as we've got both McLarens side by side. That is Voida and Botanical. Side by side with an Aston just behind them. So you can see only 2 laps on the board at the moment, Voida and Keith. Keith obviously was pharmacy, and he goes to the top, 9-1. So a very nice lap indeed. Pharmacy, we know how quick he is. Got involved in a few incidents last season. Definitely didn't have the consistency. I know a few races there he was really unfortunate to not get the result that he wanted. So good to see him back. Cam impressed me in a pre-season race elsewhere the night prior. Has some really good pace, Cam. So I believe he has taken off traction as well. So he's getting the hang of that, but he actually has found some good pace. So hopefully we can see some good stuff from Cam this season. Not only on circuit, but obviously in the comms box as well. Hopefully we can get him in for a few rounds this season, as he has a bit of a wiggle out of their turn 12 hairpin. Turn 10 hairpin. We get me corners right. But we'll see Toddy, 9-6. So still up in the Ferrari. Mash, haven't seen him on track for a while, so good to see him back. Interesting to see how his pace has gone. But yeah, it's definitely been a while for Mash, but good to see him back. Yusuf, we know how quick Yusuf is. I think he's about to start a hot lap. So obviously, about to finish a hot lap. And P4 at a 9.7, so close to Toddy. So we'll get that stuff back in. So follow. Come across the line. 19.5. So he was flashing so obviously must have abandoned it. So he'll go again. We will stick on board with Mash as he comes through the chicane now. And at the end of the first sector, rounds turn number 6, got to be squirrely. Goes a little bit wide, that will cost him time. And makes his way down the first of 3 DRS straights. Obviously, the one here and then pretty much the back straight before the last chicane, and then the start-finish line. That's your 3 DRS. It's double detection point as well at the ones down the back straight and start-finish straight. So it's whoever gets to the corner second before the hairpin at turn 10 obviously gets a double dose. As Mash obviously abandoning his laps. Semi, my teammate from last season, unfortunate with the way his season ended. He was in the fight for the Tier 2 championship just a couple of the races towards the end. Didn't go his way. I know he got frustrated, but good to see him back. He definitely was very, very quick. And we'll see how they go coming into this season. Good to see Sebi there, currently going through turn number 10 now. Right on board with the Williams car that he was in last season. Finish line, he goes into P6 on a 10.3. So Canada can be quite tricky to actually get a solid flying lap in. Voida about to start their next run. Got the 2 Haas's and the Ferrari out of turn 10, the hairpin. So he's got a bit of battery that he can burn for this last stage, but he is going to come in. So Mash on a 16, so not a representative time yet. How about Domi in the Haas? He will be one man we'll be talking about in terms of a team captain, and he's in the car that he's actually going to be captaining this season. And he goes into P3, solid, a very nice lap, I should say. Got to give him a bit more praise than that. 9.4, only just under 3:10 behind Farmer Sam, who's still unbeaten up the top. Cam, he's not too far behind as he comes out of the pits for his next run. 8:50 left on the clock. So Sebi will be coming into pit lane. Voida, bit of DRS. As we got Websy, we know how quick Websy is, so do we have a challenger for Farmer Sam? Has time, 8.5 minutes left to go. He'll be able to get loading, get his setup on, and then at least do one flyer. As Voida gets ahead of his teammate into P6, and P6 to 7 for both the McLaren drivers. Banana, BCP, currently P10, 11.3. How about Audrey? Round the final corner, crosses the line and goes into the top 9, 10.5. So you got a few of those guys on sort of that low to mid 10. Top 6 currently getting a 9.9. Was that's McLaren getting out of the way. eBay gets to set a lap time, and we know eBay is quick around this track, so definitely don't count him out for a potential podium position. He was mighty quick. Here we go. You want a lap? Could possibly be. We'll just hold off for now. He's going to cross the line. Does he improve his 11.3? He does. He does find 0.2 of a second. Goes to the top 11 as Yusuf goes, smashes the 9 second barrier. He goes an 8.7. So that's a big jump from Yusuf. Yusuf was definitely going to be a favourite. But Websy's going to be putting up a fight. Farmer Sam, and he's got more time in his lap as we see the Alpine going through the last chicane now. Let's follow the Alpine driver on a lap of this Montreal circuit, 4.361 as he throws the car into turns 2 now. Got to be careful of traction out of here, turn 3 and 4 coming up. Got to be careful not to take too much traction. Validate, he doesn't. Around turn 5 now, and then turn 6 and 7, very tricky. Right the curve wrong a lot of time, or even a spin can cost you. DRS for the first time between 7 and 8. You might actually get a bit of a tow. Trying to get out of the way. He lives, gets you on exit at turn 9. He wants to get as much to the left as he can. He does go purple in his upper half a second, which will jump him ahead of AUSF. 1 sector left to go, and it's pretty much 1 chicane left. Solid exit out of the hairpin. DRS. Yeah, I was going to say he might have gotten a very slight tow from the car in front. Would have been too far away as he throws the car. He gets very close to all the champions. He actually touches it, but it shouldn't cost him time. And he doesn't. He goes 8-6. Ahead by 10th and a half. Solid up for Farmer Sam. And he does a half spin and drift in the car. Would have been nice if there was a little bit of smoke there, but a solid lap from Farmer Sam. That's gonna be tough to beat. But AUSF, I reckon he's got a bit. He can find us 10th and a half. Glock grip goes into the top 7, just behind his teammate of Domi. Mash. Only was 2.9 seconds up. He hasn't even hit the first sector line. He's up by 10. So he may not have lost all his time in the first sector, but obviously at 13.2, he's obviously lost time somewhere else in this lap. Hit 4:40 left on the clock. Finish navigate 8-9. Forecast is telling me a little bit of rain, but that's not going to obviously happen in qualifying. Bit of brake blocking at turn 10, little kink at turn 11. Then pretty much nothing corner, this little kink turn 12. So it's going to be the chicane left. We'll go on board as he comes through the final 2. Oh, and he disappoints us all and goes into the pit lane. As Websy, that looked like an 8.5. That was invalid. That would have been pole position. So I'm wondering if it was a legit, just a very slight validation. If it was a proper cut, I don't know. But Websy, just under 4 minutes left to go. He'll have enough time to come in, get another set of tyres on. And how is Semi going? Apparently up by 0.4 of a second, if that's accurate. Throws the car in. A little bit more stable than what Farmer Sam was. Crosses the line. He does jump up a few positions, goes into the top 8 and 9, 7, just ahead of Keith in P9, who's just coming out for their last run. As Domi, the TP a pass. And they come in. So that's them done. eBay. Oh, big snap on the exit. Manages to save it out of 4. Obviously no damage there, but got lucky, but that would have lost him a boatload of time, and he's turned off his battery from what we saw, so that will be done. Websy. So this pretty much could be their final attempt, depending on how much he's overfueled that car. Round turn 5. It's purple in the first. Nice line through 6 and 7. It was really, really solid there. Turn 8. He rides it, does he go a little bit wide? No, perfect line there. I'm going to be close to a purple in the middle as well. Not his best though. Oh, probably not how he wanted to take the braking into the hairpin. Might have been the camera angle, but he's got the exit that he needed. Be interesting to see how quick these guys are sort of running in terms of top speed. Farmer Sam's looking good, same as Botanical Bot. Last one and he cuts it. So clearly he must have made a mistake, or he wants to start from the back, which would not surprise me. 8-1. Really, he would have been close. But that's it for Websy. We just miss Keith, who crosses the line. He goes a 9.4. Really nice lap. Just behind Toddy, half a tenth. Yusuf is on their last flyer. Oh, when he gets on the curb, he does save it. But how much time is that going to cost him as he hit the second sector line? He's still up. And he wouldn't have lost too much time between that sector line and then the braking point. He's going to actually get a nice tow from one of these guys, but they both have to get out of the way. There's one. And whoever half it is gave Yusuf a lovely tow. He needs to nail this chicane. It is valid. He keeps it off the exit wall. Can Yusuf retake pole? He can. 8.4. Really nice lap from Yusuf, and he does a chicane. He's got to be careful not to lock the half. Thankfully, he's ghosted. In real, from the season, he may have actually cost him a little bit. As he's been disqualified for going the wrong way. So he would have probably been pole. We're just going to follow Farmer Sam though. So Yusuf will start from the back. Websy will start, I believe, from the back. And Farmer Sam, 10th and a half up. So if he can, I want him to beat Yusuf's provisional pole time that he had before he got disqualified. He isn't as lucky to get the tow from the half, but he does get a slight bit from the car in front. I think it's another LP. Nice line through the last chicane. Can Farmer Sam extend his lead? He most certainly can. He goes at 8 flat. So it would have absolutely demolished Yusuf's time. Right, that's Farmer Sam. I have a feeling... Oh, Stommy goes a 9.0, but he's a second off. But that's got to be good enough, and it's got to be both passes in the top 3. Glob goes into P3, 9 flat, 5 1,000s behind. As Cam, can he improve? No, he can't. Mash Botanical around the hairpin. Keith. Boyd is coming across the line, but he's invalidated. Banana is slightly down. I think he is going to finish. He's going to cut the corner and finish. Keith, he sends it in. He's got a valid lap. Can he improve from 9th? He drops a couple of tenths. And Botanical, I think, not sure if he improved or not, but he goes P6 just ahead of Apollo P7. But that is qualifying done, and it is Farmer Sam with that ripper lap at the end, up by just under a second compared to Dommy. Yusuf's time was an 8.4, so he had that clear by 4 tenths if Yusuf didn't get disqualified. A really nice lap from Farmer Sam. He takes pole with this middle range in terms of a run to the line. It'll be interesting to get to see how he goes. Dommy, great lap, goes into P2 on the front row. Teammate just behind in P3. Cam, Mash, Botanical, Apollo, Toddy, Keith, and Sebi. Rounded out top 10. Moida, Banana were the ones with classified laps, and then you got Websy, you got eBay Boy, and you got Yusuf. We'll be starting from the back 3 positions on this grid. So while we're waiting for those guys to load in and get their setups, as we have rain, so did that affect some people's setups? It looked a little bit, it said forecast in quality, that was obviously going to here. So we have rain, so we'll go to that in a minute. We'll switch to our TPs. VSC captain is Red Bull, T8 unit is Mercedes, Aussie is Ferrari, A-Dog is McLaren, Mozza leads Aston Martin, Ads leads Alpine, Greedo, Helms Williams, Zanin has RB, Ashton leads Sauber, and Dommy, who's starting on our front row this afternoon. No, this afternoon, next evening. Come on, get me timing right. As we have now we've got 5 lights with, as I think, I'm assuming, we little bit more time. Why are we resetting? Not sure. Potentially, potentially we might be doing that. So, yeah, not sure why, but we will do the lobby reset for whatever reason. So, what we will do is we'll head back here. Where am I going? This one. So apologies for the little bit of the delay. So I'll bring up the TPs again for you. So we can have a bit of a more in detail discussion. Clearly I can't talk this afternoon. Where do I want? Where did I put the TP things anyway? Clearly I'm hopeless as well. Apologies everybody. Clearly it's pre-season for all of us as well. Not only the drivers but comms as well. What I'll do, copy that so I can actually get what I need done. There we go. Finally managed to figure it out. So, as I was saying, Captain returning. He's in the Red Bull T8. First season he's not leading the helm at AUSF1. He takes the TP role at Mercedes. Aussie leads Ferrari A-Dog in McLaren. Mozza, as I said before, has Aston Ads. Obviously, he's decided to come back. He's going to be Alpine. Greedo holds Williams. Zanin holds RB. Ashton holds Sauber. And as I said before, Domi has Haas. So Domi, he looked good with his time. Obviously, second off Farmer Sam, but as I said, great to put it on the front row. So they're your team captains for the season. As I said, the driver sign-ups close on the 27th of January, and the draft's not too long after that. So that's obviously, these are the men to reach out, maybe just a quick cheeky message asking to be picked. As I'm just waiting for Mash to hurry up and retire so we can actually get back underway, because we're staying in the lobby. Everyone just needed to retire. But yeah, so it's interesting. Obviously, if you guys, I don't believe have done a lot of TP. I know Moz is doing a few leagues this season. Ads, I think, has put his hand up here. Zanin, I think, might hold a couple as well. So big jobs. We know Zanin and Ashton. We know how a bit of a rivalry there. So that the RB Sauber battle will be very interesting. A-Dog, interesting to see how they go. McLaren winning the constructors last season, I believe, just pipping us in Williams. I think it actually came down to the final race as well. But yeah, A-Dog, he's going to try and get McLaren second season in a row. And Greedo, obviously he takes the place of VSC captain. He obviously goes to Red Bull this season. But there's your TP. There's got to be an interesting season with those 10 people leading those 10 teams. So it should be interesting to see how each individual sort of TP style that they bring to the table. But we'll head to here. So a bit of a red flag delay. So we're just waiting for. We're loaded back into the lobby now, so we're just waiting for the weather to be set and maybe whatever setting has to be changed. So we'll get that right, but a reminder of the pre-season. Canada, Belgium in a couple of days' time. Monza begins next week. China is the middle of next week, and then obviously, as I said just before, sign-ups close the week after on the Monday, and then draft night will be Wednesday the 29th. And then looking at our calendar, we go racing the week after that, Bahrain, round 1, 3rd to the 5th of Feb. So times are the same for Tier 2 and Tier 3 as they were last season. Tier 1 has been moved from Sunday night to Monday night at 7:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, what it will be at the moment at season start. So Monday, so 3 days in a row of action for AUSF1. Tier 1 Monday, Tier 2 Tuesday, and Tier 3 is Wednesday night. So you can see the dates there. 2 or 3 breaks, I believe. Obviously the Australian GP will be a break, and then obviously Easter will be in there as well. So there'll be a few breaks. You can see we have 1 sprint, which is at Imola round 3 on the 17th to 19th of February, and then the 2 Enduros. We are back rounds 9 and 10. We visit Brazil again, but the other one is at Zandvoort. So Zandvoort, very interesting place to have an enduro. I know it is a love-hate in terms of a track for drivers, but obviously very hard to overtake, except for pretty much turn number 1. So weather potentially could get involved there. Full 100% distance at Zandvoort will be a very interesting race. And then obviously Yas Marina rounds off our season once again. Had 3 thrilling races to end last season. So hopefully we have got a few championships on the line once again to have a fascinating finale. So just waiting for these changes. I believe Apollo will be just trying to set the grid. So it might have just been a load preset, might have been a bit of an issue. But then again, sort of with the way this game's going, a little bit of a delay. So again, apologies for that. We should be underway shortly. So I want to try and get the quali results up for everybody, and I can show you what the grid will be. It was a very interesting end of qualifying. I think we're very close to getting the green flag. While I'm sort of waffling away, or trying to waffle away anyway. But yeah, should be interesting. Use of Websy and eBay coming from the back of the grid this evening. So that will be interesting to see how they go. Just waiting on the other guys. We'll have a look at our track details beforehand while we're still waiting. And obviously, softest of the Pirelli range, the C3, the C4, and the C5. Race distance 305, half that 35. Racing laps 4.361 kilometers. I believe weather may be set back to the wet weather that we did see, so we'll keep an eye on that. Lap record is a 1:13.078 from Bottas in 2019. Traction obviously very important around this circuit. That's at max. The grip and abrasion is minimum. Track evolution is higher around here. Tyre stress is about average. You're looking more so on the rears around here. Obviously with the traction. Braking obviously very important. For you high speed straights to low braking corners or chicanes. And then obviously lateral movement is minimum, and then obviously downforce. It says 1, but clearly in game, I know obviously we sort of run a fair few, or fair bit of wing, so downforce maybe probably about a 3, depending on sort of how aggressive you need to go. But I think it was interesting because I think a couple of people had wet setups, I believe, knowing that it was going to rain, so interesting to see sort of how everybody goes in terms of changing their setup, and if they do. As we are just waiting, as I think we were just waiting for a driver to get in, so I think it might have been more net issues. So I'll try and drag this out a little bit more if I can. But should be a good race this evening. And we have got the green flag, so let's head back to this screen. So again, apologies for the delay, and apologies you had to hear me waffle on absolute nonsense to try and get through that. I think the other lobby actually had issues as well, so clearly it's not been a good night for everybody. Setups, of course, if you're listening, setups most important. As you can see, we do have the rain, so same weather conditions. Not sure if it's meant to dry up or not, but we shall see. So setups, so hopefully people have been given enough time to be able to make each change that they needed to. As we do have the lights on now, we've got 4, we've got 5. We are underway on the green intermediate walk tyres. As it's Mama Sam leading the 2 halves. Do we all make it cleanly through turn number 1? We do. Cam and Logger going side by side. That'd be sketchy going side by side. Through 3 and 4. We're still that. The Ferrari has to take onto the grass, and Denami hit the wall. We got a little bit of end-plate damage. Further back, we got the Ferrari and the RB. Williams into the wall. Somehow no one's properly DNF'd from that crash, and that was Sebi and was that Toddy or was that Mash? I think it might have been Toddy. We should get a better idea in terms of wing. It was the second Ferrari, so it was Tobby with the end-plate damage. You can see the right-hand side is gone from that wing. So definitely some issues on the opening lap. And I've got wing damage for eBay as well, unfortunately. So he's obviously been caught out. He might have been the car that actually hit the wall outside out of turn 4. Yes, it was meant to be there. That's sort of why I put it there. I would have actually had a proper graphic. Who's that? That is Toddy and Semi coming in as we're back to green flag racing. So Sam, Dommy, Glob, Botanical, Cam, our top 5. Botanical has got past Cam while we were sort of looking at the mayhem at the back. Keith doing a nice job in P6. Riding on board with the Aston Martin driver. Very touchy conditions. As you can see, the RB in front, Cam just sliding, and this is the worst conditions if you're practicing no traction like Cam is. I think it's all about just trying to survive from Cam, get all the practice in all conditions. He's doing a good job hanging in there, but Keith moves up a position in P5. Toddy with our first 3-second penalty. He's obviously at the back with Semi and eBay, so these three all having to box due to front wing damage. And they're about 20 seconds behind. They'll need a full safety car to bring themselves back in, obviously. It's not a long lap in the dry. You've got a little bit more time to be able to make up. As we see, multiple moves. You've got to follow making the move on the McLaren. Follow goes deep, mustn't block the brake. Or he just went a little bit too hot. He has to cut. That would have been a warning, but that will allow Cam, I think. So Cam's lost a couple. Webby from the back of the field. He's already up to P6. Loving these wet weather conditions. As you got the Aston and McLaren and Keith. Oh, bit of a slide after the overtake. And there's contact between the McLaren and both RVs. I think both lost damage. Got damage. As we have virtual safety car number 2 as Cam picks up a 10-second time penalty for pretty much being a bystander. So that sort of started with Keith overtaking Botanical. Botanical getting onto the grass. Probably just not wanting control. It just hasn't given Websy the room. And then unfortunately Cam, he having nowhere to go. He's running to the back of his teammate. So multiple wing damage. Alright, hopefully that's better. Mercy. I was waiting to see if anyone would sort of mention if I had to just adjust it a little bit, so hopefully that's better. But sadly, we have more drivers with damage. Still a virtual safety car. No one has completely DNF'd yet. Unfortunately, Botanical has sidepod damage. Toddy's night goes from bad to worse. He picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Not speeding under, speeding when the Delta ended, and he was unfortunately he was not above the required time. So Websy comes in for the front wing damage. Cam, is a bit of mayhem at turn 1. As we're nearly going to go 3 wide. Cam losing the rear end on the inside. Got to give enough room to the guys on the inside. He just manages to get away with that. So Cam P7, AUSF in P6. Semi picks up a 3-second time penalty. More guys into the pits with damage. As Toddy has retired from the session, which did not surprise me. And obviously his teammate coming in, Mash. New set of intermediate tyres. Thankfully there was a lobby reset. But just remember, you only have a certain amount of tyres, so can't be making too many pit stops. But we haven't seen Farmer Sam as much, but he leads by 9/10 of a second. Obviously, no DRS in these conditions. Dommy doing a nice job in P2. Globdrip in P3. Keith is the one that's making big gains. As you got the Ferrari, Toddy's AI car should be out of the way now. You can see Keith is probably more comfortable as Dommy sets the fastest lap, so he's chasing down Farmer Sam. As Keith, it would have been a risky lunge down the inside of there. All the Haas goes a little bit deep. Could open the door. Can the Aston sneak a nose up? Probably better than he did because the Haas was sideways out of the exit of turn 2. I'm right on board with Keith for a little bit. You can just see Lob just not liking these conditions. Gaps 5.5 seconds to his teammate. Pretty much we've been under VSC for a couple of those laps. Keith, I think he wants to get a move on. He needs to get a move on. Nothing doing, so he's going to have to sit behind. Botanical has caught this pack now. So he's on the back. Use of 2.9. Not sure if he's got damage. As the Haas covers, that forces the Aston wide. Could open the door for Botanical to have a move on Keith. Can't quite do it. Or is that Haas nearly got onto the grass? That's not going to help you with your top end speed when you come down to the chicane. Does Keith go for a lunge? It's going to be a late one. He doesn't have overlap. Oh, as they're both getting out of sorts. The Haas out of sorts more so than the Aston. Keith will have the inside line as we get the run to turn number 1. It does. Glob hanging around the outside. Oh, a little bit of lag. They're both forcing each other. Or contact. As the guys have just got to settle down. Glob has another snap that allows Botanical Bot through to P4. So, Glob trying to hang it around the outside. Keith maybe not giving him enough room, but again, a little bit of lag at point of the apex of turn 1 as Websy sets fastest lap of the race after that pit stop. He'd be sort of shaking his head, but as I said, we've seen plenty of incidents so far. We're only 5.5 laps in, so plenty of time to come back in. Cam's got 13 seconds worth of penalties. He'll be able to serve the 10-second when he makes his pit stop. As you can see, we've already seen, we've only got the top 10 yet to make a pit stop. There's your position changes as well. Keith's biggest mover in the top 4 with 6, Yusuf up 9. And biggest losers, Mash, he's gone down 9. Glob down 2, Cam down 3, Apollo down 2 at the moment. As we're going to go side by side with Yusuf and Cam. Sorry, Yusuf and Glob. So the Haas, unfortunately, just pulling back, doesn't have the pace at the moment. Farmer Sam has increased his lead by about 0.6 of a second on Domi. As we sort of see, this is sort of the race that we see the fuel spread as Yusuf down the inside before you even get to the turn into turn 3. Websy sets fastest lap 19.1, relying on those new intermediate tyres. So I think Glob just really struggling 1 and 2, and that's just allowing the guys to have just a better run. Websy gets past Banana, who wouldn't have made it too difficult for him. Oh, as Websy has a bit of a slide, right rear just touching the wall. We'll head to this little battle pack for P4. So gap sort of extending. Yusuf just outside of a second. As there is no rain, it is going to be drying up. So be interested to see if a lot of these guys would have just done a dry setup. So maybe that's why we see a lot of sliding, knowing that it wasn't going to last for too long. A bit of a moment for Yusuf there, but saves it. So lap 8. So pretty much chuck on a set of hards. Should be able to make it home from here. Maybe a double medium. But I have a feeling you'd go hards and then maybe when you get to a safety car, come in for a new set. But obviously, most important thing is when does the changeover happen as Yusuf looks down the inside. There's light contact with him and Botanical. Botanical has the wider, Yusuf has the wider line. Darius not enabled just yet. He's got to burn a little bit of battery. He's on the outside. That's a lovely move. But he does go off track, so does he have to give that position back? Game says he made the move before he went off track. It was a nice move, Botanical. Obviously, super early on the brakes. Whether he was just letting Yusuf through, not sure. But it was a lovely move. Probably a warning for Yusuf for going off track as Domi gets a 3-second time penalty. So warning's obviously going to be a really important thing as he does set fastest lap. That tells you the track is drying up. As Moida gets past Apollo for P8. Apollo's going to take the gamble early. He's going to try and get onto a set of tyres. Haas will take it to the end, but how much tyre temp can you build up? It is going to be the white wall tyre for Apollo. eBay and Mash have already come in. How are they going? eBay's cutting the track, so that's a 3-second penalty. So clearly struggling. Websy fastest lap 17.8. Oh, it's still very tentative, and you don't really have any turn in. I think it's a tad early, or you don't go to the hards. Oh, as that was a big moment from Apollo, nearly binned it out of pit lane, or the pit exit line, and he picks up a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting because he went outside, came back, and the game's decided that he got a penalty. Stiff, but clearly the hard's not the right tyre. Lagging all over the shop, so as he picks up a 3-second time penalty, he's crashed into the wall. As Banana's just got to watch out. So clearly the hard's just not giving the tyre temp. He'll flick spin it around, he'll get going again. But definitely slightly too early. You got Voida and Cam. Voida getting the move done. Both of these guys staying out. So if they're listening to the stream, they'll know that they've just seen Apollo spin on a hard compounded tyre. Websy picks up a 3-second time penalty. So it's got to be a good feat if you manage to get through this race entirely without a penalty, as Mash does just that. Websy, with that penalty, with warnings, does pick up the fastest lap once again. So he's liking these slippery conditions. The hard's giving enough temp. Not quite overheating just yet. I'm waiting for the first of these hard runners to set the fastest lap. Not sure if it will be Banana, because he just came in. As Sebi comes into the pit lane, he's on hard compounded tyres, but he's made his second stop. So that's why he's far and away, or he's behind Banana quite a bit. eBay, I think this will be a decent lap, I think. I say that, but he's 22.6, he's miles off Apollo. As we do have DRS now enabled, so do we see our leaders in? We do see Farmer Sam, he's timed that perfectly on the hard compounded tyres. Dommy's going to have to go around, and that's hurt him. He's just missed it. Everybody else will be coming in. He might be right, but it's a question of tyre temp. These hards will be slippery. We've seen that. We've seen accidents already. So McLarens are going to have to double stack. Websy stays out. He feels like he's got grit. He knows the hards aren't quite there yet. He'll go for another lap. Maybe hoping that one of these hard runners bins it to a wall, get a free pit stop under a VSC or a safety car as he slides through turns 3 and 4. So we have got a little bit of damage for a couple of the guys. Minor front wing damage. I know someone has side pod damage, but only minor. So as you can see, Dommy, Websy, the only two that have stayed out. Dommy is 8/10 quick on this lap. Problem is, he's on the wrong tyre. eBay picks up another 3-second time penalty. Penalties going up thick and fast. Dommy needs to pull it up. He does. All important to make sure that he stops. He'll go onto a set of hard compounded tyres as well. Does someone take a gamble? Websy. Does he maybe do a soft, medium, soft? Something different with the strategy. It's a pre-season race. You might be able to take that gamble. Pulls it up in time. So Farmer Sam, he is past Dommy. So that gap's about the same. However, Dommy obviously does not have any tyre temp. So he's gonna have to be careful in this opening lap of his stint. Websy comes out in P70. He's going to go to the hard compounded tyre. So everybody on the white wall tyre, he nearly has a moment out coming out of the pit lane. And he's going to come out right behind. Doesn't even have the traction to get past the McLaren of Voida. And he does just that. Can he pull it up? He can. Voida gets the better exit. Better tyre temp. DRS will be enabled, so he is well within a second. Semi fastest lap 16.2. Keith picks up a 3-second time penalty now. So as we come through turns 8 and 9, Mash, I'm going to say every penalty, I'm going to be bloody talking non-stop about penalties. So as we See, Farmer Sam, that's your first solo lap time. 2 seconds quicker than anybody else has done so far. So the track will get better and better as AUSF does that, clears that by a second. He's not out of this for the race win. I say that, he's going to close up 11 seconds, 11 and a half, so he definitely needs a safety car. No one is lapped. I say that, Mash is very close to being lapped, and AUSF has called by saying he could win this about 10 seconds after I said that he picks up a 3-second time penalty, so... But I'm assuming Farmer Sam may actually have warnings himself, because it is Canada, and Canada is, yeah, Canada's going to be tricky to try and keep it penalty free, but if you can do it, there's plenty of places to gain, and I think there was a few drives at this track last season that people made a lot of gains with the late safety car, and it is easy to get a late safety car. Mash is coming in. Does he retire? Hopefully not. I said, not sure if he's been racing too many other places, but he is now lapped. But he might go a medium tyre, try and be a little bit quick. No, he's got a set of hard tyres on. He's fixing his front wing, that's why. So, Farmer Sam to Domi 2.2 seconds. AUSF has closed the gap to Domi by a second. Webbsy fastest lap as he overtakes Glob for P6. So, penalties for everybody at home. Pretty much 3 across the board. eBay can't keep it on track 9. I did say he was going to potentially be up there for a podium with how well he goes here. So, I've sort of cursed him a little bit. So, apologies eBay. And then Mash with 12 seconds, so mostly with 3, there's a couple of the guys at the back running more. Say that Keith and Mash and Sammy will pick up penalties. It's penalty watch here. And Keith will be in danger of not finishing on the podium, but danger of not finishing 4th with Botanical. He looked quick in the wet. We'll see what he's like in the dry, but obviously he's chasing AUSF, so that's going to be tough, but if he can close up to Domi, if he can sort of match AUSF and catch Domi. But that's sort of what happens with the sort of rain-affected races, that you can see the field completely spread out. Webbsy is sort of going to be the one that we're going to be watching, as he has a little bit of a moment out of the last chicane. And he goes fastest once again. I'm going to count these fastest laps that he's doing, because he's probably done a fair few. So again, pre-season race number 1 here at Canada. We had 2 lobbies going. As soon as I hear from the second result, I'll announce that on stream. Give those guys a shout out. I think they had a red flag issue as well. But yeah, I'll try and get the results as soon as I can. Meanwhile, we're watching Webbsy completely smash the gap to Botanical, and I have a feeling this should be a very easy move at the last chicane. He'll have a bit of DRS. Farmer Sam setting fastest laps along with Webbsy. Webbsy DRS, easy move, well before the braking point for turn 13. And he does that, just that. So up into P5, AUSF and Domi picks up 3 seconds apiece. Boyder, and I believe someone else also picked one up as well. Webbsy did go fastest. I missed the graphic, I think. That might have been the graphic that I missed. But P5. And he's got 5 seconds to catch. He's on 3. The 3 guys in front are on 6. That pretty much tells me Farmer Sam is right. Unless there's a safety car, he'll be home and hosed with the win. Mash is going to get disqualified if he's not careful. 18 seconds worth of penalties now. Sebi gets past Banana in P10. So about 14 seconds behind. Remember, he has made 2 stops. Along with eBay, Mash has made 3. Webbsy has actually made 2. We've only been under 2 VSCs. Webbsy did pit under one of them, I believe. I think he managed to make it when the VSC was open, but Webbsy absolutely flying. already dropped Botanical by 2 seconds on this current lap. And I'm just waiting to see if he goes purple once again with the clear air. Does he do that? He most certainly does. An 11-1. Absolutely flying. Oh, as we lost Glodrup. And has he done that? He hasn't. That's left front. I don't think he's hit the wall of champions, but he's had the moment out of the last corner. He's hit the inside wall. This is going to spice the race up. We have our first safety car of the night. Lap 16 to 35. You go mediums, but can the mediums go 21 laps? I know the medium's not exactly a great tyre around here. So safety car comes in when everyone joins. Come in maybe start at lap 19, 16 laps. Definitely possible, but yeah, I definitely found last season mediums were not sort of the tyre you wanted to be on. Softs are absolutely useless around here after about 2 laps as well, so I doubt anyone's got a double set of hards, but everybody kind of come in, and I have a feeling everyone might as well just switch to the medium tyres. Banana picks up a 10-second time penalty for... No, picks up a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limit, so he's had a massive off. But everybody coming in, Keith is... This helps Websy massively. If he can clear the 2 guys in front, the 3 guys in front, he might have a chance at Farmer Sam with the pace he's been showing. Botanical is in. Voider will get held again as Mash. He stays out. Problem is, the leader is is past the safety car, so Mash will still be lapped. The safety car is lagging, which is always fun. Mash is going to come behind Keith. So Globdrip, unfortunately, as we're having a couple of little moments here. So swapping positions. Oh, I think we've seen sort of, yeah, the overtake sort of thing. Oh! Did he just hit the... As the safety car is now behind. This game is cooked, isn't it? Oh, as Yusuf, I think, hits it. He's been dragged. I don't know if that's my end or not, but... Oh, isn't this game absolutely lovely? So I have no clue if the guys are actually following a safety car. I just know that the safety car is now there. So I'm going to see the chat, see if they're actually saying anything. Ooh, no, safety car is definitely lagging, and so everyone's past the safety car. They'll re-catch it, but yeah, I think Polo having issues with his game, unfortunately, because he's DNF'd. But obviously he was just staying in the session. As Domi is coming in, oh, he picked up wing damage. Poor bastard. Another set of mediums, so it doesn't hurt, and he's retired. That's really unfortunate, because he was doing so well. Really unfortunate for you. Yusuf has full body damage. Host is migrating. So Apollo's left the session. Hopefully this hasn't completely killed the lobby. And lobby crashed. So good chance we won't be doing a restart, obviously, just because it is a pre-season race. But that's really unfortunate. Sort of the race has ended like that. Because that would have been interesting. Oh, and DRS is now enabled, and it is now sunny, and I have no clue who I'm looking at, and I can't even move L2 or R2. This game is cooked. You think you'd be able to leave a lobby without it, and everyone's on actually 18 lap old intermediate tyres. Use of somehow done 20 laps. Terrific. So I think that might be it. If we go half points, we will go Farmer Sam, Domi, and I can't even remember who was third. Keith, I think it was. Yeah, Keith. So then that's your top 3. But yeah, clearly pre-season. A few technical issues. A few words just not making sense out of my mouth, and clearly the game. Polo obviously leaving the session. Obviously his game was stuffing up. I think he tried to leave to fix it, but obviously that's just completely crashing. But I don't blame you. Obviously we're more than half race distance. If it was a full race, maybe if we didn't have the red flag, but obviously pre-season race, it'll be a shame. So I think it's going to be. I wish I caught the timing from when the safety car came out, because it would have been interesting to see how far away Websy was. I think Websy probably on the podium. Say Dommy's on the podium as well. So it'd be Farmer Sam. We'll go Websy P2, Dommy P3. So that's sort of the 50% rule in terms of half points awarded if we were sort of going that way and it didn't restart. But bit of a shame. We'll go there because that game's absolutely cooked. But appreciate you guys joining us for tonight. Obviously not the action that we wanted. Not the action that we would have wanted, but anyway, hopefully Thursday night goes a little bit smoother for us. Yeah, Banana, we're done for the night, unfortunately. No point doing a sort of half race. Again, pre-season race. If these issues happen, we'll sort of leave it. But hopefully Belgium Thursday night is a little bit cleaner all around technical side. But Belgium's a very good track. Lots of good racing that you can have there. So hopefully it's better. So if you guys want to check in for that, more than welcome. We might be able to do 2 lobbies again. If not, hopefully we can definitely get a full lobby in, and obviously try and get that streamed for you guys as well. But thank you. It's going to be a good season of racing, I reckon. Hopefully the game holds itself for the last 4 months of its game cycle. But yeah, should be an interesting one anyway. But pleasure joining you as always. Hopefully you'll hear a lot from me this season in comms. I'll try and get in there where I can. Obviously, I help the guys out. We have Cam, Mozza, obviously a few guys, maybe some special little guests along the season. Try and get them in as well. But yeah, it should be an interesting season. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for draft night. Obviously, some rivalries I can see happening already with the TPs, so it should be interesting. But we'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much for joining. I've been Scotty. We'll join you Thursday night, 7:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time for our second race. Hopefully a lot smoother, but it's around Spa at Belgium, the 7-kilometre circuit. So again, big thank you for joining, and we'll catch you Thursday night for Belgium, our AUSF1 pre-season.